Hi, my name is Phil Book and I will be talking about A Day to Remember and their involvement with my interest in pursuing a career in the recording arts. A Day to Remember is a pop-punk metalcore band from Ocala, Florida. I have followed this band since the release of their album Homesick. After that, I had bought every other album as they come out. As I grew and began to become more interested in recording arts, I started to analyze different bands and their mixes as they progress in their career to better my understanding of what the industry wants and what I like to hear. I constantly find myself listening to their older album, For Those Who Have Heart. The guitars are rough and tight, the bass drum is punchy, and the bass guitar rings and pushes the guitar to the front and really makes the song heavy when needed. As they progressed in their career with Victory Records, their guitars became more and more muddy, the bass drum became too bassy, and their sound drastically changed due to the involvement of their label. Victory took them in an entirely different way than they were headed in the beginning. For Those Who Have Heart and their earlier albums had a very heavy punk influence, and the drums and guitar enticed me to pay attention to not just the music, but the mix itself. When it came time for Homesick, Victory pushed them to be heavier. They still had a pop-punk style, but it was not as prominent. Eventually, What Separates Me From You came out, and they became even more poppy. They did not show that much of their punk side anymore, and the addition of tambourines in a majority of their music really gave them a pop kind of feel. While they were working on their newest album, Common Courtesy, they got back to their roots and they added more punk into their style, but they also kept their pop sound along with their heavier metal parts. In my opinion, it was an almost perfect album capturing every style that they had written in since they were signed to Victory. The reason for their change with their album Common Courtesy was definitely inspired by the legalities that had taken place with Victory in the previous year. In 2013, Victory held royalties from A Day to Remember, and the band decided to sue them. You can hear when they had sent the email to Victory saying that they were prepared to enter court with the label. At the end of the song, the document speaks for itself. A few other bands that were part of Victory Records had done the same in the past, but unfortunately had lost their battle in court and lost their position with the studio. At this time, A Day to Remember had a big enough fan base to the point where they said they did not need Victory and were thinking about going to an indie label and bringing their fans over to them instead of going to another big name label such as Victory. Being a fan of A Day to Remember, specifically of how Jeremy McKinnon has gone about his career, he has shown it is possible to be in a major touring band while doing recording and producing for other bands. My dream is to do both these things, and A Day to Remember has shown me it is possible. Their issue with Victory has shown me that sometimes you need to give up what you have gotten to move forward with what you want to do with your life, and that as long as you do what you love and let nothing get in your way, you will succeed.